up, folks? Morphin Metacast, and yeah, we had a unfortunate thing happen this weekend. One, Jason David Frank. Unfortunately, he passed away on Sunday. I think it might have happened Saturday night, but got confirmed Sunday afternoonish, I believe, that he passed away, and apparently it was a suicide. And I was like, holy shit! And yeah, we just decided instead of doing Cockle Ranger, we do a little bit of tribute to one Jason David Frank, and a guy who pretty much, if there were people that are faces of franchises, that would be Jason David Frank. He is like, you think Power Rangers, he's the face. That man bled Power Rangers all throughout his career. Like that's the man who, when it came to the convention scene, he was the one that kind of got everybody like, hey, how about y'all book Power Rangers at your conventions? And conventions follow suit. And yeah. Oh, you about to say, D?
Oh, I was going to say, in so many ways, Jason put the team on his back several different times. And even in times where it was like, let's just be real, look kind of pathetic, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was Power Rangers all day, sir. And that type of grind you gotta respect. You know what I mean? As much as you know me, I make all my jokes about all the Power Rangers, all the actors, all the rest of that shit, but that dedication that Jason had to this shit. And it's so funny because I'm not saying that he was like the best actor in the world or he had this great potential, but I feel that he could have really legit done other things. He could have really stepped fully away from Power Rangers. He could have done that. There was times in his career, he probably had several times he could have just walked away from the shit. But instead, he stayed with the shit and let that become his personality and all the rest of it for the good and bad with it. So I kind of respect that shit. I gotta do. Yeah, man.
What about you, Prime?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, when all the other actors were like saying, fuck that shit, I wasn't in Power Rangers, like JDF, like, we can just stop the bullshit. He was like the first, or one of the first in the front line going, hell yeah, I was in Power Ranger, get in my line and sign my autographs. Like, he was rah. He was championing that shit because I think he understood the cachet that his character and he had. And he owned that shit. He was owning the circuits. He was owning the conventions. Like, you
definitely.
People say that Stan Lee was like the king of conventions. I'm like, well, goddamn, and JDF was a duke. He was an arch something. He was in that shit.
He was a brick. He was a brick. Goddamn it, man.
He was holding that shit down, man. So yeah.
The rough part about it was, at least for me, finding out that, unfortunately, we're going to have to say it several times, him committing suicide, that's the part that got me. And it's kind of funny, as much as the bullshit I had probably said about him, that was not the first thing that ran through my mind for me.
Yeah, for us, it's just jokes.
First thing that ran through my mind, no jokes, was like, oh, his heart just stopped. You know what I mean? Something unfortunate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he may have had a heart murmur, or, I don't know, he tripped, he fell asleep in the bathtub, anything. Yeah. That suicide never crossed my mind. I am dead serious about that. Just never did. And that broke my heart that whole day, man.
So I haven't cried yet, but I know it's coming. And I know it sounds really weird because it's that parasocial relationship bullshit. Like, I didn't know that man. That man didn't know me. He didn't know I existed. But like, no bullshit.
I didn't know this man. I never.
He would not be able to pick my ass out of a lineup.
He really wouldn't.
No, he really wouldn't. But he was in my living room in my house every day since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I have pictures and imagery and memorabilia and merchandise with his face and shit all on it. And when I heard the news, because I was lying in bed when I saw it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna bullshit you. It legit felt like I lost a brother. Like, it fucking hurt. And especially to hear the way that he went out or chose to leave. there was even more heartbreaking because if you ever just like see how he interacts with fans and like we clown that man because we clown it because we love him, the little brothers making fun of the big brother, like everything everything I personally, like, I'm using the I statement, everything that I have ever said about JDF is from a fucking place of love because I love him
as black folks. We roast people, but it's all love.
That's what we do. I love him in that show, love the role, love the character. Like, and people, I don't know why this seems like a surprise, but like Tommy is my favorite fucking Power Ranger character. Like, full fucking stuff.
Look at the toys. Look at the toys. You see the helmet. You see the morpher. Come on, like you know the vibes.
I don't have none of my toys, but most of my toys was White Ranger and Green Ranger. I'm not gonna lie. After that was the Black Ranger.
I mean, but you're right on the parasocial.
No exaggeration. Exaggeration. Like 50% of my Power Ranger shit is Tommy related. Like, no bullshit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Throw a rock, you hit Tommy. I mean,
I know, right? Toss a coin. Oh, that's a Tommy, some Tommy shit.
Yeah.
And so to hear that's the method, and there's like when you go back and see his interaction with the fans, just a man just overpouring with love and appreciation for fans, of uplifting, it is fucking heartbreaking. Like, because you never know the battles that other people are fighting. And some people just know it's just jokes. Some people, they take that shit too far. Like, some of the tweets I saw on the day were trying to like go, bringing up this, that, and the other third. And I'm just like, I'm getting real fucking sick of, and it's mostly white people, white people on Twitter and their fucking purity test. Because I guarantee you don't clear your fucking bar. So why are you trying to hold people to your fucking ridiculous virtue signaling standard?
Yep.
Because like, look, we all know JDF had a fucking ego. Like, that's.
Oh yeah.
That's not even up for debate. We can't even go, well, maybe it's interpreted. Nah, that man had the fucking ego.
Crack off.
60% of y'all's talk about JDF had to do something about this man thinking he was bigger than everybody else in the room.
We have talked at length about how he was bringing smoke to JCVD. That's ego right there, right? I mean,
that was one of the best moments ever. That was one of my first shows doing with y'all with the Power Rangers. I never laughed so hard hearing about how this man pulled up on him. But yeah, like you said, let's get it out the way. Yes. This man's head was bigger than the whole fucking room.
There's at least 5 people besides JDF.
Imagine Zach Morris if he can fuck everybody up in the room. That's the type of ego he had.
And did that make him a bad person? No, because you can clearly see it in his fucking actions and all the shit that he did at cons and how he interacted with fucking fans. That man was like, he was good people. He was good people.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the parasocial aspect of it, though. I think that speaks to, like, somebody brought up a story about how they had gotten JDF for a project, and they went to a restaurant, and there was like 2 other celebs there, but the waiters were marking out for JDF. JDF was so nice that, like, he was talking to him, took pictures, and the guy was like, "Hey, you really talking to him, like, why?" And I don't think he said why, like, he didn't understand, but he's like, why? And he was like, well, people see me, they turn into 10-year-olds because, like, hey, I'm Tommy, I'm the Power Ranger. Like, and you have to think about it, like, we lost Kevin Conroy. It's the same thing with me. Like, I interviewed Kevin Conroy, like, I had to keep my professional composure talking to the man because, like, that's Batman. Like, what the fuck? Like, you want to sit there and scream out. So when he's sitting up there shouting on our podcast or just talking to me, like, you just want to, like, oh my God. So, like, when I took a picture with Tommy, I was losing my mind. Like, as a 24, 25-year-old, I'm like, oh shit, Tommy. Like, goddamn. So
and I'm kicking myself because I have had several opportunities to, like, meet that man or go up and talk to him. I was in like several cons where we were at the same con, or he came to visit my town and visit comic book shops like several times. But like I never went to talk to him because I was like, I know for a fact I'm gonna be fucking chore from Community, meeting LeVar Burton, like, and I didn't like. I was gonna make a pure ass of myself because I already know, and I didn't.
I hear you. You cool? You good?
I'm like, and I wouldn't want to do to myself and like cringing internally, and I just kept going in the back of my mind like, oh, JDF's gonna always be the cons. Oh, JDF's gonna always be the cons, and like I never had the fucking opportunity. And again, like I know he knows people appreciate him because the only thing I could probably offer him was like, you really were a big part of my childhood, and and I'm pretty sure he heard that 10,000 times a day. But like, I don't know, something about me telling him like it was a brick wall for me, and I just kept going. I just kept putting it off, going, I do another con, and I missed that opportunity.
I want to tell you, Prime, do not feel bad what you just said about you feel like you lost a brother. For me, if any celebrity ever did that, will probably be Kobe Bryant for me.
Oh yeah,
because if anybody knows me, I'm a basketball head. I'm a son of a baller. That's my sport. Kobe was just always there, that type of shit to me, yada yada yada. I don't want to go into the whole thing about it. But what broke me was seeing some of the other ball players, like they gave like 24 seconds, they let the ball run. Everybody was like, giving a minute, like, giving members of them. And I saw like a couple dudes just bawling, they're crying. And then I noticed the people who are crying, and I look at them and I look at my age, and then it crushed me. I'm like, my fucking hero died. I know what you do, bro. So so I don't feel bad about that shit, nigga. People have a attachment to celebrities and all the rest of that. Well, and I say for the good or bad because some motherfuckers take it to the next extreme. I know everything that Dave Chappelle say. He. I mean, niggas who really believe that Dave Chappelle is their best friend are amazing. But the point is this: the point is, you shouldn't dismiss those feelings. Don't ever do that, man, because that means something. Because, like I said, the second I told it to Chris, the second I saw Devin Booker crying, that yellow dude turning beet red, crying, it crushed me. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, it's kind of like when because here's a surreal moment. The original voice of Speed Racer, was it Peter Fernandez? I forgot his last name.
Racer?
Yeah, the OG.
You got me on.
OG voice of Speed Racer.
Woo, that's before me.
He was at Otakon, and this was right when the Speed Racer movie had came out, and he did an autograph and everything. Died later that year, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I just talked to, what the fuck? Like you got to be fucking kidding me. Same with Roger Axelrod, Lord Zed. Talk to him, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, what?
Chris, we talked. Remember, we went to Richmond Comic-Con, WizardCon in Richmond. I talked at length, no recording, just had a conversation with the voice of Zorak of Space Ghost and all the rest of it. Corker, I think his last name. I don't forgot the whole name, but he done so much for Adult Swim and built it up to what it was today. He's just over there to sign autographs, humble as fuck. Like 4 days later, had a heart attack.
Yeah, and I think with JDF,
wow, yeah, I know, bro. It's like whoa.
And like the thing with JDF, it was like if with me, how us. Because this isn't the first time. Like there was years ago, there was a hoax that JDF died, and he had to come out like at the next day, like, "Hey, I'm alive, guys!"
That.
Like the fuck,
I barely remember that one.
So when it came out, I was like, "It's probably a hoax." I'm waiting for TMZ to confirm that shit, and as soon as TMZ confirmed, I was like, "Fuck." Actually, no, it was Walter Jones that confirmed.
I was like, as soon as I saw that Walter Jones post, I was like, God fucking damn it.
Oh man. And I feel
my confirm was actually you, Chris. You were online for a solid 7 hours. And when it got to hour 3, after us clearly telling you that JDF passed, it was like, oh my god, this dude really is gone. It's like
I'm out and about, so I didn't even pay attention to the messenger.
People would have bunked that. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, nope, I refuse to believe it. And I think like, because I got clips, Tommy, over the years of Power Rangers. I think we forget like that's a guy who, like I said, he's the face of Power Rangers. Like, look, Austin St. John or any of them die, I would definitely be heartbroken. But like,
Walter's gonna crush me, bro.
Walter's gonna crush all the black people, even people that didn't even touch Power Rangers. They're like, oh shit.
Like, yo, Tommy's one thing, and yes, I was super sad, and I thought to myself, man, when Walter go, oh Jesus Lord.
I mean, Karen Ashley, I'm like, no.
No.
But like, I think it's also too like the brother and sisterhood of like the Power Ranger crew, because there were like Tommy JDF he actually ended up kind of resolving a lot of issues that he had with some of the other actors, and they came out and was like, yeah, JDF actually got in contact with me a couple of months earlier, and we had an email and we squashed our beef and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, like he actually did squash a lot of disagreements that he had with some of the other actors in Power Rangers. I was like, oh, that was cool. Like, because we didn't know, because we always heard like, oh man, this motherfucker hates JDF. And then I think was it Christopher Kamen Lee who played Andros. He was like, yeah, me and JDF, we disagreed on a lot of shit, but you know what? We actually buried the hatchet like 3 months back. And I was like, oh, okay.
Him and Billy Yost was the one that got me.
Yeah,
David,
like
that one got me a lot.
A couple of years ago when I found out about this shit, like it really fucked me up. I'm like, damn, he was an asshole him on set. I'm like, god damn, JDF.
Yeah, caught me off guard too, bro. Caught me off guard.
They actually, the fact that they actually buried the hatchet, like it sounded like they actually had a talk, like, hey, like let's talk this shit out. And I was like, oh, okay, so they clearly talked it out. Cool,
I will say this: the one thing I because I do actually have a story about me interacting with JDF. And you know what? Let me get that shit out the way. Comic-Con, what year was I with y'all at Comic-Con? What was that? God,
2018.
19.
No, it's 18.
18? 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Because 19 was before pandemic. Yeah, 18.
Anyway, that's the year.
Yeah. Because that was the Power Ranger thing with Street Fighter. Yeah, because I still got the
yeah. So this is what happened. So way early in that day, and this is something that hit me as you was talking, Prime. Way early in the day, it was around about it was like 10 o'clock, whatever. Everybody's going over 3 black geeks. We did our thing. All right, break. We split up in 3 different ways, right? So I'm at whatever the far back hotel. You know what I'm talking about, Chris? Far back hotel, right? Yeah. So I'm going into that joint. We had to go upstairs to like the 3rd level, whatever the fuck was that. As I'm going in, coming out was JDF. First thing that hit me, he ain't that tall. Damn, I ain't know. Wow. How tall did they say JDF is? Because I never really looked that up. How tall did they say he is?
I want to say it was like...
He ain't towering nobody. Let me put it that way. He's not towering nobody.
Yeah. Like maybe 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, dude, but whatever. That ain't the point. The point is that I saw him because I thought he was taller than that. Whatever. So saw the hey, how you doing? Everybody,
5'11".
Everybody, dapped him up, say hi, how you doing? All that, shook his hand, moved on, right? Very, very fun part, Chris, because that was also the time I saw Rob Liefeld, and I had a chance to punch that motherfucker in the back of the head. That never happened, thank Jesus, but it's the day I regret. Anyway, so later that day is when we talked about the party, right? So you know us, we antsy, we ready to get in the party, yada, yada, yada. Chris makes the ill mistake of having to take a piss or talk to his girlfriend, one of the two. Either way, the nigga ain't here. So it's just me and Eris, right? We in the back trying to get these drinks or whatever. Guess who come walking in? JDF. Him and his boy. He's like, hey, how you doing? And this is the thing that got me. I will never forget it. Like, hey, how you doing? And he saw me. He's like, hey, I saw you earlier, man. How you doing? Yeah, I didn't know you was part of press. How you doing, man? Yeah. And he just started going in. We have a little quick conversation, yada, yada. It was good. He leaves. Yeah, man, that was cool, man. We talked to Tommy Oliver, man. Yeah, he talked to Oliver. Just really talked to Tommy Oliver. That motherfucker's high. He's on something. He's wrong.
Best thing to book in that, and I think Prime, you might have saw the video. Not even an hour later, he did that fucking Drake in Your Feelings challenge right outside the fucking door.
Yes, he did.
I died laughing because I knew the exact fucking street that he was at. It was literally 2 blocks down from.
You were feet away from that. And I wish you recorded it on your phone. Or just to have your angle of that situation. Me and Eris on the other side where this is happening. Chris was like, the fuck?
Dude, he did the In Your Feelings challenge in the only way that Tommy JDF does. He put martial arts into the mix, and I'm like, of course he did.
Didn't know you can go to a Drake song, but he did it. He did it.
That's the most JDF shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my god!
think
but yeah,
1000%.
was rolling. Like I ain't saying the nigga was on coke, but he probably was on something. I don't know. Hollywood drugs. You know how that shit
All
is.
I know is
Anyway,
I think the one
that
thing
and Jesus. That and Jesus. Okay.
well, hold on, sir. Jesus didn't tap, according to
You know
JDF.
I'm mad that I kept forgetting. Constantly keep forgetting
I need
that
to
he
get a
had
shirt.
that shit on his wall. So unfortunately, when he passed, I pulled up the picture. I looked down. I forgot you had that fucking tattoo.
Hey, he's tapping out Jesus in
It
heaven right now,
always
right?
surprises me.
He's tapping out Jesus in heaven right now, all right?
Oh man. Nah, you know, as soon as he got to heaven, Jesus pulled up. He was ready. Nigga, I don't.
We ain't doing this.
Like,
I'm finna show you. I'm finna show you now.
but like, square up, Nazarene. Let's go.
Let's go. Got the dragon dagger in one hand, saber sword in the other. Let's go.
Y'all want to know true? Y'all want to know true? He had the first 2 rounds. Jesus just kept going, you know. He
just kept getting back up. He just couldn't keep him down.
JDF had the first 2 rounds though, bro. He had it.
He just kept rising. Just kept getting up. Couldn't stop.
And I rise.
He did not fucking live it.
He just slowly like, what the fuck?
See, it wouldn't be a JDF tribute if I didn't play some clips, and we always have to show the clip that everybody plays around.
Mm-hmm. I need somebody to make a clip of JDF fighting Kiryu. I need that.
Doom doom.
I need that setup. They both fighting. Somebody do it. Anyway,
technically, you could do one with Godar and him and do that fucking Tommy leader of Power Rangers.
I'm waiting for that QTE, man. I'm still mad somebody said when Kiryu was Godzilla's villain. I'm like this. I gotta be honest with you. I'm waiting for that QTE. I want to see how that looks.
we have to
I would never say Godzilla loses. Hey, yo, you won't have to hold this one. I gotta see how he be.
We have to play the greatest hits of one Tommy Oliver because, Power Rangers up to this point, everybody was like, hey, this is something new. All the kids was watching it. And, people talk about, moments that had kids stressed. Yeah.
Who's that? My turn. Time to meet the Green Ranger. Long live Empress Rita.
Yeah, man, that was prime ass kicking right there. And in one hit, Tommy ended up becoming a huge fan of people because that man was terrorizing this group the whole time.
My little sister cried.
Wow.
Do you know Green with Evil had us in the chokehold?
5 days straight, coming home from school.
Running home.
That was
could not stop.
Yes.
Like, get the fuck out of my way. I don't want to hear shit. Hey, if you don't get that bullshit out of my face.
It's almost 3:30. I need to get my ass home. What the hell are you talking about?
Tick tock, Mrs. Brown. Tick fucking talk.
Thanks to Tommy Oliver, I drew a lot of my characters with the weird breastplate. And no bullshit. This is actually how I actually got into Dragon Ball, because when I saw Vegeta with his shit, for whatever reason, the first thing I thought was the characters I made, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, where'd I got that from? I saw that diamond, Tommy. I don't know how that worked.
And the crazy part is like, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm glad you played that clip first because a couple of weeks ago I was thinking about this because it's funny how shit works out. I was thinking about Tom is a very popular character, and how much of that was just Burai from Jew Ranger being cool as shit, and how much of that was JDF. And I've kind of arrived at the conclusion that it's like a 50-50. That shit was a perfect storm. Because if any other actor, like in any other moment, I don't think anybody would have captured that fucking lightning, that fucking ADR work he just did in that fucking scene with the kata, the fucking laugh, the charisma he had out of suit. Like it's just kind of what he brought to that role, and it's not just the man, the Green Ranger's cool as shit. That does play into it, obviously, because that is a cool ass costume, that is a cool ass arc. But he did bring energy to that shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was enough to where he was actually going to get at one point, once Tommy was off the show, he was going to get his own show, Cybertron.
He was gonna be Metaler. They were gonna give him the Metaler suit and have him be his own show.
Yeah, they wouldn't give him his own show, and it didn't.
He was gonna be the Kenji Oba of American Toku.
Yeah, pretty much. He ain't lying. I mean,
it's weird though that I think not only that, like, it was a perfect storm of not only just the actor having the right charisma and the right time, but the right fucking show. Look, Power Rangers was huge, and I still keep telling that to everybody. You really don't know how huge it was. From 94 to like 96, you really don't know how huge that shit was.
Unless you were fucking there. It was.
You had to be in the streets.
I don't sling this word around easily, but it was a fucking phenomenon. Like you
had to be there.
And here's the shit that I will forever give him, whether it be the show or not, and I always gave it to JDF because, it was kind of cool to see the Green Ranger, the different colored one, to do all the different shit. That was the evil one. But not only was this the Green Ranger, it was the fact that it was Tommy. Tommy, and the fact that he was a part of the show, and then he was a part of the good guys and all the rest of it. There was a wave with the Power Rangers, and then there was a secondary wave that was called Tommy Oliver that made that thing he made the show huge. There ain't no way getting around that shit. And the fact, like I said, the fact that he became the ambassador of all of this shit in America for what Power Rangers is.
I mean,
that was all JDF to me.
If it wasn't for Tommy, we probably wouldn't have still Power Rangers in America right now.
I mean, it was to the point to where, like JDF, literally, no bullshit. I think it was right when he got revealed as the White Ranger. He actually was on People magazine's list of the top beautiful person in the world. Like, and that, for us as kids, we don't give a shit, but like for us as kids at the same time, we're like,
he was up there in numbers.
Anytime you saw a Power Ranger in any sort of mainstream anything, we were losing our minds. Like, oh shit, JDF was in People magazine. Holy shit! Like, wow.
There were quite a few moms that liked them.
Yeah,
there was quite a few moms that liked him.
It's long hair.
It was the long hair. It was a pretty face. It was the fact that he can flip. They like
the well-toned ponytail boy. Yes, indeed.
Looks like he got a little bit of Native American in him for some strange reason.
But I think I'm not Native American.
It's the hair. It's that good hair.
That weird Caucasian Native American.
Look, me and Prime have talked that lift of how problematic that was. Like, Tommy, you Native American?
Really? Thomas Oliver. Oh,
Thomas, okay.
Right. Oliver. That's actually sound kind of Jewish to D, so I don't even know.
It's like, also, we'd be remiss if we don't talk about Tommy's escapades in giving the 5-piece to Goldar every time they came across each other.
I almost gave up on myself, Goldar, but your little picture show reminded me how much good I've done. Not only as a Green Ranger, but as me, plain old Tommy.
Give me that device!
Want it? Come on! Come and get it! Here!
It was a shitty gun for D. It was a shitty gun for D. The shitty blaster.
I'm still waiting on HR to talk to Goldar about that shit, bro. Like, you gotta have fucking boundaries with your ex coworkers there, dog.
His record against Tommy is Goldar and Tommy has been pretty 0 for 5 against Tommy at this point. Goldar, like,
did he win against the Power Rangers officially? He got like 1 or 2 victories over them.
He got one on Jason. He got one on Jason.
He got one, but it was an assist when he was working with Tommy.
See,
all right, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Evil Tommy assist. You're right. Because Tommy did stop him from stabbing him. He's like, oh, hold on,
boy,
let me put heads on him.
Boy, that's like the Bora getting a victory besides Majin Vegeta. I'm gonna give that to Vegeta more than you. The better ones in the room.
I softened him up though, man. You don't shut your ass up.
I mean, just
somebody said he got Jason twice. Like I said, I don't know, but whatever. The point is, I have never seen nobody strike fear in the hearts of. You know what? I got a question. Did you know anybody that didn't like Tommy for a while? Like anybody in class? Like, I hate that motherfucker.
A couple of contrarians. You know, there's always a couple of them.
It's like, man, fuck Tommy. One of them was during Green with Evil, which I was like, I respect that. I understand. I totally understand.
I will say this. I am not in this group, but when it happened, I was around an interesting group of people that saw the White Ranger and immediately said, fuck all of this show. And he was like, man, like really in their feelings because Tommy was the White Ranger.
I think you know what it was? You know what it was, D? You know what it was, D? You know what they thought it was? Because they thought it was Trini's boyfriend that they were trying to ship her with. They thought he was going to be the White Ranger. Because he popped up he popped up in the episode, and they try to, because again, Power Rangers, they don't. At least back then, I can give the show this. They did a pretty good job of keeping it a secret-ish until they show previews and shit. And I'm like, all right.
They tried. You know what? We kids, we stupid as shit. We thought Tom was gone forever. Because like, he can't be another Ranger because he was the Green Ranger. Why would he be another color?
I mean, let's be real. When they did Return of the Green Ranger, where Tommy had limited powers, I ain't gonna lie, I marked out. As soon as you saw him step foot into the youth center and was like, hey, where's everybody at? I was like, oh shit, Tommy's back. God damn.
My first question when I saw this shit as a kid, I was like, so he hasn't been going to classes.
Well, remember last time we saw him was Doomsday, where he shook the hands of the Power Rangers as though he was a regular citizen and then disappeared.
I will never forget that there was this Filipino kid in my class that hated Power Rangers as a whole. Okay, he just as a whole. It didn't matter who it was as a whole because he was like super into X-Men. Like he knew X-Men before all of us, so he was that type of asshole. So anyway, I will never forget when Tommy was the good guy. He said, how do they not know he's the other Power Ranger? He's wearing all green. And for whatever reason, much like somebody telling you wrestling is fake, that broke me. I don't know how that did.
I mean, when you think about it as an adult, it is kind of
like that. I had that
put
look.
2 and 2 together. Like,
my God.
But to also be fair, it's not that they wear the colors. It's that they wear the colors, and these 6 motherfuckers always disappear. Because everybody can wear red, everybody can wear black. That ain't shit. But like, why are these motherfuckers always vanishing as a fucking group? Y'all are holding each other in the restroom.
I mean, let's be
real. This is around the same time where Monday Night Raw started showing up, and for whatever reason, that's when it started clicking in my head that wrestling was fake, and I was reaching, and for whatever reason, when that was told to me, yeah, how did I know? I was dumb. I mean,
let's be real. I think Tommy as a character was big dick swinging once he became the White Ranger because he just went overt white in all his outfits. And I'm like, so now you just don't even give a shit anymore. So you just
my sister.
All right, cool.
Yo, it was so funny. My little sister went from liking him to hating him. But only reason why, because every time she's like, he's just gonna win because every time there it go. She's like, oh, here you go.
I mean, just be real. That was literally how they used them to work around the footage for the Barai thing, and stuff. They was like, all right, Rangers are getting their ass whooped. Call Tommy. Call him in. Oh, Tommy's in the one episode that had me in tears, and me and Prime did the commentary for it. Fucking Tommy was doing a fucking commercial shoot. audition.
wish I was part of that episode.
That shit had me in
Ooh, I
tears.
wish
It was
I was
like,
part of
hey,
that
where's
episode.
Tommy at? He doesn't answer his communicator. Meanwhile, he auditioned for a commercial. Rangers getting their asses whooped, and I'm like, damn, they almost about to die.
Meanwhile, they get
Cash
molly
them
rock.
royalty checks,
I like how
baby.
there's a commercial being filmed during a monster attack 15 miles away from Angel Grove.
Well, Angel Grove, you get the low cost and, got to get in without the union. It's not union, so, got to squeeze it in and save them couple of shekels.
Now,
Hey man, it's like, look, it's like living on MLK in any city. Look, it's gonna be bad, but you can work it, Joe.
I'll say
rent
this.
low. The rent low, and here's the funny part. People nice though. People nice around there.
Look, you just know what hours to walk to the corner store. That's all. You just gotta have that choice.
Hey, look, man. That's Dominique and Cherry, man. They ain't gonna fuck with you. They just trying to get they trying to get their money. All right, they ain't gonna mess with you.
Just don't make eye contact. Just don't make eye contact.
I will say this.
Hey, y'all, look, y'all know we from the hood because y'all heard this before. Don't even start it. In fact, they be keeping all the bad niggas out. Yeah.
I'll say this too. This is another thing. The 95 MNPR movie. I had older cousins who would never touch Power Rangers in any way, shape, or form. I had one older cousin. She had a kid, and she bought the tape, for my little cousin, and we were watching it and stuff because watch that movie so many goddamn times as a kid, right? She was in there. It was this scene that I'm about to show. She was marking out like, "Oh shit, Tommy, he about to do it," and I was like,
hold on, let me guess it. Was it the bow staff scene?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, hold on, let me think.
I don't know it did. I don't know. I was going to say that one.
Let me try to think. Was it the dinosaur bone scene?
No.
Okay. It wasn't the fucking. It wasn't the Ooze Man fight. All right, hold on. Play this shit.
Is it this one?
Real.
Nope, that ain't it.
Oh man, I think I know that clip you just found to play though, Chris.
Well, I could have sworn that
Y'all know it's bad. Me, the not super Power Ranger fan, know this shit because of Chris.
It's like, did we do this? I could have sworn I had the fucking damn shit up. All right, never mind. I can find it. But it's one that's like easy as hell and stuff. I was like, oh, all right. Hold up.
Wait, hold up. Is it the spin kick?
No.
Okay, real quick to this person. Yes, I knew several people that were like that for any of the Power Rangers anyway, and a couple of the Ninja Turtles. But all the people that like green was in heaven. Like all of y'all were in heaven, man. We got a representative now.
I found it. Nope. Not that one.
So now I'm saying that shit.
There it is. Bam.
All right, this one. Yo.
There we go.
Quarter pocket.
There we go.
Yeah. My older cousin marked out on that one. She was like, "Oh my god,
asshole. Your cousin an asshole." All right, first off, and number two, great taste. That is up there with the shit. That is up there with the shitty backflips of Raiden in Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation.
sir, that is
hold on, and that is also on a level of terrible but fucking awesome of the floating drop kick from Godzilla. It's on the same level.
Sir, that is base god Koichi Sakamoto that did that shit. He was like, hey, we're doing this. All right, you're gonna love it.
Hey, yo, that's the type of shit. Look, I gotta look at them Seth Rollins matches where he was wearing the White Ranger get up just to see if he tried to do like a little, because he can do a couple corkscrew moves. I want to know, did he do that shit? Because if he did,
I mean, but then also, if we're gonna talk about Tommy and crazy stuff, we have to talk about, because here's the thing. He comes off Zeo. Zeo perfect. Zeo Red, he's leader. Saban tried to tease everybody thinking it was a VR Troopers, cameo with Caitlyn popping in a couple of episodes. And I'm like, oh, that was nice. So I guess Tommy is not going to be visiting VR Troopers. I hate you, Saban. I hate you a lot for that. Just there. But the one thing I always got me was like, he's Turbo Red, and then he hands the reins off to TJ. That's when Tommy kind of like, I'm going to say he disappeared, but he kind of went on to other avenues at this point. I think Jason ended up doing stuff like for MTV, and I think he was still doing his martial arts school at that time too as well, but he wasn't really in Power Ranger fandom once he left Turbo. And I know he popped up for the Wild Force reunion as Tommy, and I was like, oh, that's nice. He came in for the 10th anniversary. Cool, dope. And then we didn't see him again, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then Dino Thunder happened. The one thing I will give Saban and Disney is this. They managed to make Tommy so deep in, make him such a legendary character to where no matter what age you are, even if you weren't steeped in Power Rangers when he first came out, if you were a little kid watching Dino Thunder, they did a good job of making you like know who Tommy was up front as this like elder legendary figure. If you weren't around if you weren't born when Dino Thunder was out, which I feel very old saying that, and you watch Ninja Steel, because there are little kids that watch Ninja Steel.
Hey, you have to say that. You have to say that, though, man.
There are little kids that watch Ninja. There are little kids that saw Ninja Steel, that saw Tommy in that one, and I'll show the clip later, but in a minute. But like they saw him in that, and that emphasized how legendary Tommy was. Like they managed to make that character like, oh, you know who he is through each iteration of Power Rangers and stuff, and I thought that was great. But it was really this moment that I was like, this is a good way to really show how OP Tommy is, because I was like, you sons of bitches did it. You did it. I knew you were gonna fucking do it.
Let's fucking go.
Where did
Yes. Peak.
This my man kicked a T-Rex in the face.
What's that?
Peak.
That's peak cinema. It's peak cinema. Like, hey,
This
Kiryu
is
punch a
art.
tiger, Tommy kicks a T-Rex in the face.
This is art.
It's like,
Earlier that day. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I just got a like jump kick. You're gonna see it. No, you'll see it when the episode come out. Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. No, Saban, it's gonna look like shit, but look, it's gonna be awesome.
you love it.
All right. Okay. Praise Jesus. Okay. Bye.
To Saban.
That's
count-
terrible. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Like to Saban? Really?
Saban count
Really?
his see, I'm about to say Saudi money. That's fucked up.
Lebanese.
His Lebanese money. Yes, his
Sir.
I mean, am I lying or am I mean
I'm supposed to get
Look,
a
I gotta
How
live
dare
in
you.
a world where people are corrupting my Princess Gal Gadot right now. So I would drop these bombs on Saban.
Saban?
Drop
Yo.
these bombs.
I'm sorry. The fact that Disney was like, hey, Saban, how much do you feel
Yo.
Power Rangers was worth? Oh, Saban was like, oh, that's a great number. Yes, give me all the monies, Disney.
All the
what's that?
monies.
Oh, what's that? You don't want it anymore? Here's less than what you paid for it. Let me take it off your hands.
Woo, man. Pennies
my
on the
God.
dollar.
We call that we call that on Wall Street. We call that on Wall Street. We call that Charlie Sheen. That's what the fuck just happened.
Shut up. What was that? A pump and dump? What was that?
That was a puppet job.
What did he do to the stock? What was that?
I gotta be real.
Wait, you see that shit? You see what I just
I
did?
gotta be real,
Henry
man.
Ford would say, "That's how you do it, son." See, that's
You want to know why? You want to know why?
I make my
You want to know
shit.
why? You know why? Disney saw Marvel and they looked at Power Rangers like the fucking dirty whore. Like, get out of my presence. I have a new woman on the block. That's how they treated Power Rangers. It's like it's a bar. You want your whole back? Here she is for $5. How about that?
See, Chris, don't do that. Now I'm thinking of that. Ooh, I'm thinking of that one guy, and that's all I need to say.
Then this fucking madman turned to Hash Brown, was like, "Hey, you want some spandex superheroes? You know what?
Really?
Yes.
Really? Cool. Oh, okay. We don't have to bend over Optimus Prime every day. All right, cool, bet.
Narrator and Hasbro continued to bend over Optimus Prime.
You want Optimus Prime? Oh, you better bend over right now.
All I'm saying is this: D will never forget. I saw you with Jared Kushner, nigga. I can't get over that shit, and the jokes just continued on from there with D. That's all I got to say.
Oh, Saban? Saban was with Jared. What he?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Was like, it wasn't like days like after Israel like kind of hid money or some shit like really that. It was like Saban was looking at Jared like, yeah, what about that, bro? What you think about that? Oh, I ain't look. Oh, me, I'm a businessman. I can get around this shit. You.
Yo, Power Rangers with Saban's pocket saying like shisha Power Rangers, let's go.
Go Power Rangers.
Nah, but here's the one that got me. Like, if you wanted to get people back in the Power Rangers,
there's two things you guys need to learn about Dino Gyms. One, you can't choose them. They choose you.
What's the other?
They go real well with Dino Morphers.
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
I may be old, but I can still pull it off. Dino Thunder! Power up! Dino Thunder! Black Ranger!
Awesome!
Yeah! Just like riding a bike.
I don't know why, but that's the one I keep on forgetting that he did. And that's the one, if I cosplayed anything, that would probably be that one.
I
don't know why I keep forgetting he was the Black Ranger in that. I keep forgetting that shit.
I marked out because in the message boards days, again, I'm old. The storyboards for it was like Tommy was going to be like a professor. So a lot of us was like, Tommy Oliver, a professor? Like, the fuck out of here. Like, this guy's this dude's a martial artist. What's he's going to be? A professor Tommy Oliver.
Car driving Indian spiritualist. How dare they? What are you doing?
Indian spiritualist.
Sorry, Native American.
Native American spiritualist.
My bad.
I like that last part. I like the parentheses you just squeezed into that one.
Yo, he was a NASCAR driver. I was like, yo, Saban.
He was a NASCAR driver.
Hey, he tried to join the Winston Cup, and it didn't work out in his favor at all. Like,
who knew? Peeled out. It's all good though.
You know,
like the cruiser gonna handle that turn. It's all fine. It's all.
Dude, when they drive the car, it wasn't just drive the car. The times weren't there. You know, come on, man. You know,
wasn't tuned up, man. You know that one spark plug fucked me up, dog. It's all good though.
Dog, when they sat there and said Dr. Tommy Oliver, I was like, get the fuck out of here, Tommy, a professor. You know, like, get the hell out of here. I was like, whatever.
The All Ranger the mentor, and I'm like, shouldn't this be Billy?
Really? I know, right?
Be the doctor.
Look. What university? That's all D's saying. What university? What university? If you say Arizona State, fuck. Yeah, he got that one. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the thing of it is, I appreciate the fact that Disney was like, all right, if we're going to bring a vet back, who do we get? And the fact that they were like, it's David Frank, fuck it. I mean, it made sense because that's like Power Rangers at the point, like they did Ninja Storm, and that was kind of Disney getting their feet wet in the Power Ranger game. But once they did Dino Thunder and they got Tommy back, that was when they were like, oh shit, ratings boost, all that shit. Even when he was doing ADR Black Ranger, the ratings was still like pretty good. It was like, all right, we still got Tommy the whole time. And like, and even the connections to his past Ranger when they did the clip show for it, that was what got everybody really like marking out more than anything else, man. Like that was a moment, man. Like, again, you had to be there. You had to be there. Like, and yeah, that was man.
And, you know, like, look, I fucking love, I know I joked about it, but, like, I really did love him coming back and mentoring a group of Rangers because it's just his character coming full circle, you know. And you know, we clown on the writing in Power Rangers, rightly so.
Yeah, yeah.
They give us a lot. They give us a lot of material, but I have to say I've always appreciated Tommy's arc at very least, like a person who would be, without his choice, was forced to do bad things. Although technically the only bad thing he did was just beat up a bunch of teenagers, but I guess that's, you know.
He's forgiven.
I'm not gonna police his feelings. That's what he felt bad about, and he was used to be an instrument of evil. But then, like, he took it and turned around. He didn't let his past actions define him, and he became a really force for good and change. He had a really strong redemption arc, and who was supposed to destroy the Power Rangers ultimately became one of their greatest figures. Great, it's like that's poetry. It's fucking it's keynote. It's cinema.
Yeah, I mean, and we'd be remiss. I mean, let's be real. Like this. So at one point in the series, and I think this is where a lot of us, again, surprises because we didn't know this episode was going to happen. I'll play the clip, but it was literally an episode, I think, where he fought past versions of himself, minus the Turbo Ranger, of course, but like the core, like Zeo, White Ranger, Green Ranger. And we were just shocked that they actually did a whole ass episode dedicated to that shit.
Yeah, we were shocked to see the old costumes because you know how they fucking act about that shit.
Yeah, and the fact that they actually did that episode, and it's actually a pretty good episode of like him battling himself inside his head, you know, all the past iterations and stuff. And basically, as the episode said, you know, he's fighting himself. He's kind of fighting to stay alive kind of thing and stuff. You know, again, it's Power Rangers. It's cheesy, but you appreciate it because you knew what they were going for in the whole episode. It was actually pretty dope in and of itself. Here it is right here.
Hello? Hello? Anybody? What is this place? Hello, Tommy. Remember me? Zeo Ranger 5. Don't tell me you've forgotten already. But that's impossible. Oh, it's possible, and I'm still as tough as ever. The question is, are you? What is this? I'm not gonna fight you. Then I suppose you will be destroyed. The gem, it's gone. Washed up already, Tommy? I see you got a lot of fight left in you, but is it enough? Wait! What are you talking about? Something tells me we're not in Reef Side anymore. Or Angel Grove. Huh? Finally cut that hair, huh, Tommy? White Ranger, but your powers were destroyed. You can't keep a good Ranger down. Not again. For old time's sakes. You still with me? Come on, get up! Don't forget, I know all your old moves. That might be true, but I learned a few new ones. Impressive. Now we'll see if you can face your toughest challenge. What? Like that wasn't tough? Okay, this is weird. Even by Ranger standards. I thought I might run into you. It's been a while, Tommy. See you switch to basic black. Seems to work for me. Let me guess. You want to fight? You guessed right. You know better than anybody how powerful I am. Why don't you just give up the fight? That's the one thing I'll never do. Then I guess it's over. You passed the test. Test? What are you talking about? You haven't been fighting us. You've been fighting for your life. And you've proven your will to live is stronger than any Ranger power. This is yours. Good luck, Black Ranger.
Ooh, apparently YouTube was like, no, fuck you. Hold on.
Yeah,
YouTube
did not like that at all.
Yeah, they did not.
Ah, damn.
Because I'm on it right here. And
ooh, man. Yeah, probably should have went to shorter clips, but I don't know. It is what it is.
I mean,
Twitch don't give a fuck. I should, you know what? I should have just kept it Twitch and Facebook. Fuck it, they don't give a shit. But I just went to YouTube just cause. But you know, but yeah, we're on Twitch and Facebook. So hey, if you're watching this,
so sorry about that to anybody.
very sorry.
Yeah, and I'm over here trying to mess with this thing. Nah, it's stuck. We're stuck on it.
They're like, fuck you. I remove it. At least delete it off YouTube so YouTube don't be like, oh, what are you doing?
I mean, like, shit.
We're having a fucking memorial, you bastards.
Oh yeah, Twitch don't give a fuck about this stuff. About the amount of times me and Prime will watch like Ultraman stuff on there doing commentary and stuff, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They really don't.
They're like, you got eyeballs? You got eyeballs here?
Oh yeah, you put it.
You got a crowd? You got some viewers?
Okay. But yeah, I'll make sure to just go through YouTube for the clips. That'll probably be better because they probably won't care if I do it that way. So that way it won't be that. All right. So, but anyways, but yeah, man, that whole episode was like, holy shit, like they did that the whole time. Like I can't believe they actually went through that. And yeah, man, it was insane. And I think right after that, that's when I think Jason David Frank was switching over to doing MMA, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and another thing I gotta respect about the man. So you see, he's like completely covered up, right? Because at this point, like he was tatted to the nines, right?
Oh man, he's
sleeved up. But Tommy doesn't have tattoos though.
This is true. They had to airbrush the shit out of them fucking tattoos.
Actually, I wasn't going to say nothing.
They always had to
I wasn't going to say nothing about that.
I mean, they always had to cover him up on the show. Like when he came back for Ninja Steel, they had him in the full jacket and all that stuff, and he didn't have nothing.
And did he have tattoos on it? They
airbrushed the stuff on his neck.
Because you know what? JDF has tattoos. Tommy doesn't. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. This is a thing they do in wrestling. It's called kayfabe. You don't break it. You don't break kayfabe at all. You don't break that line of fantasy and reality. You don't do that shit.
Now you got to explain why Tommy Oliver got Jesus don't tap on his arm.
You know what? While I'm there,
Oh,
I
man.
was waiting on it.
Woo! CM Punk.
G was definitely waiting on it. It was the height of my wrestling fandom, and it was during a time where not that I wanted to see CM Punk lose, but I wanted to see it because I knew it was going to. Tommy was going to fuck his
You know what?
ass.
Here's
Never
the
came
problem
to
with
me.
that.
Never came to me.
Dana White, I'm going to be honest with you. Dana White was a bit of a bitch about that because he was trying to do this thing where he wanted the purity of UFC, but I'm like, okay, but you brought CM Punk in because you wanted that WWE crowd, but you thought somehow JDF wasn't going to bring you prominence to UFC, and I'm like, bruh, like he's the Green Ranger by default. You can kind of market that for UFC,
I'd have
and you
cashed
might,
the check, bro.
man. If I was Dana White, I would have fucking made. Oh, you want to be in UFC? Bet.
But like, yo, get this man some Green Ranger tights. Let's go.
Let's go. Who we gonna have him face up against? Because they acted as though he was gonna fight McGregor, and I'm like, I don't think
that'd be great. You know what would have been great? They would have played the little dragon the dragon flute jump, but it would be like different variation of it, so they wouldn't get sued.
It would have been the one we just watched in that clip. It would have not been the real one. It would have been like that one.
Yeah.
I
mean, I know
like
Punk.
The Godzilla roll over it just in case.
I know Punk was kind of sort of throwing subliminals at JDF about that, and I'm like, all right, Punk. I mean, I love you, but come on, dog. Like, why you gotta do that? You know. And I think what kept JDF from actually going full tilt in the UFC was injuries, because I think he ended up having like an ACL and MCL tear on his leg.
Doing MMA is not, I want to say, not made for everyone, but it does a number on your body, much like boxing. Boxing is the same way too. And it's any sport is going to shred you up anyway, but fuck, man. MMA is unforgiving to me. MMA is like wrestling. It's very unforgiving. So, you know, yeah, it's tough. So anybody saying, oh, he wasn't that great, I can say that JDF wasn't that great, but I know this more than MMA. So,
yeah,
from what I seen, he was pretty decent. I ain't gonna overhype and be like, oh man, he's the greatest. Like, look, he was actually pretty good. He had potential. He had potential to hit those heights and stuff. But I think more than anything, look, I made my jokes about it and stuff. I think when it got to the latter half of Power Rangers with the 2017 movie, up until him doing Legend of the White Dragon, you could tell he really wanted Power Rangers to really hit. Because, he's one of those people that saw the MCU and he wanted Power Rangers to be just like that.
He wanted there to be another wave. He wanted there to be another wave. He really felt, at least at that time, and I don't blame him for feeling that. Yeah. There was a chance, you know what I mean, of something big, and I guess it just every project just never really turned out the way they wanted to at the time. You know what I mean, man?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just weird. I felt bad, and I kind of felt bad in some ways for JDF, but of course, I didn't feel bad for him until. At least I want to say feel bad for him because he always was like, hey, it didn't work. I'm gonna do this time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about that with JDF. I didn't get worried about JDF until he divorced his wife. To be honest,
I was just about to say, because I had a conversation with some folk. Like, we should have known, and like we couldn't have known because, like I said, we don't know what battles people are fighting.
Power Morphicon.
But when the Power Morphicon video, when he got that Mohawk back. And when he said he didn't want nothing to do with Power Rangers, those were all cross. It's not funny. Like, those were all crossovers.
Yeah.
They were. I laughed because holy shit. I laugh. I'm laughing at the fact that why did I didn't notice that shit?
Because all of us just took it as
one of those things you did.
JDF
notice.
Just talking. All right, man.
We thought it was we thought it was an ego thing. We thought it was just JDF being JDF. But then I
was worried in the sense of. Bro, what happened? That, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who hurt you?
Because like you said, like it's JDF. He always bounces back because that's what he does. Like we didn't think about it, but like I haven't watched it yet. But apparently, like a couple of days before, he had like this Instagram live where it sounded like he was giving advice that he needed to hear back from someone. And like I've only watched clips because I'm like I haven't watched it yet because I know it's coming and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, I hear it.
It's like it's fuck, man.
Yeah, it's and like I said,
that's the tripped out part about it. And you know what? course, we had made our jokes with Tom Brady, but him divorcing his wife and all that shit. But yeah, no, we're laughing. We're laughing because that's what men do. Because we think that hey, you're going through it, man. Hey, she's a bitch, shit like that. Here's the shit. And I'm going to show a bit of myself with this. If you're a married man and your wife drops the hammer of Damocles above your head, it is a form of depression you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's what I can tell to a lot of people.
All. It just
you don't know what's depression. You don't know what married depression is like. And to go through a divorce, especially if there's some shit where you have strong feelings or she still has, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's going to be times where the dude really needs to slow down or he needs help. Hopefully, if it happens to anybody I know, it just be like, hey, Chris, listen to me. Give me the drink. Stop. It's been 3.5 years. Yeah, this party has been going on too long. There's that, and then there's you need to talk to your homeboy. And I hate to say this, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell the difference on that.
Because you don't know the conversations that because when you look at all the people, all the Power Ranger actors, because they all book the same conventions at times, or sometimes they'll cross paths in the airport or some way, shape, or form, right? And you always see them taking pictures with each other. They clearly hang out with each other and stuff. I mean, hell, I've seen it a couple of times where they're hanging out, like when they were at AwesomeCon, a lot of them were hanging out, over in Gallery Place, after the convention was over and stuff, so they clearly all hang out. And to see, Amy Jo, I saw a part of her video and I was like, let me stop, because she is everybody clearly had a connection to JDF.
I kept scrolling. I said, yeah, not today.
The only one I watched all the way through was Austin St. John's, because I was curious what he was gonna say, and even his shit, where it was the most detached, the most boilerplate that you can get, when he was like, me and JDF, we weren't beer drinking buddies, but to see the emotion on his face, that almost fucked me up. And I'm like, I know I can't watch nobody else's video because I'm gonna be.
Because he even said he was right, because they weren't the type to share a beer, but you could tell they at least respected each other, even if they didn't see eye to eye.
I think you work with anybody long enough, and y'all had success with one another. Note that other part. That's one part of not having you have a coworker you never got along with, you're never going to fucking get along with him. But if you never get along with him and both of y'all made money and success, that's a different type of relationship. That's like being in a marriage. That's like being in a marriage that you don't want to be in. You know what I mean? If you hear that person pass, you're going to have a moment. I don't care how detached
every day.
You got to be a detached motherfucker to not have a moment. Even if you didn't you be like, yeah, I'm gonna walk. Man. I'm just gonna walk. I ain't gonna cry. Just give me a minute, nigga. You know what I mean? Even you're gonna be like that,
Yeah, Austin's. I definitely.
There's gonna be a part of you that loved that person as much as I fucking hated him. You know what, man?
Because
I made money. We had this and that. You know what I mean?
Saw this motherfucker every day. We was in the trenches. It was blood, sweat, tears, doing them fucking stunts and shit.
Yeah.
We was sleeping in the same hotels. We running the same fucking circles. Even if I couldn't stand your ass, we were still family. We still working together.
We're brothers in that sense, of course.
Right.
Because that silence, that silence from Austin, I felt that, because he was just like,
oh, that fucking pause he took, bro.
Nigga,
I was in my desk at work. I was like, all the time I bite my fucking fist.
That's real. That was real. That's what I knew. I was like, oh, this ain't some fluff piece. I'm gonna talk about this. This is real.
Shit.
And it looked like he had to cut that shit short, because I'm like, if he cries, I'm gonna fucking cry.
Oh, he looked like he would. Yo, look, you ain't lying, because there was a couple times when he was silent. I'm like, he gonna cry, and I understand. But he was holding it back.
Like, dog, if you break, I'm breaking. Austin.
Yeah, I'm breaking. See, I seen that when I saw Amy Jo and half her face was stretched inward, and I was like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. We're not.
Nope.
I told her
where this is going.
I can't. I'm not right now.
Because look, when I saw Amy Jo do the video, when Amy Jo did the video, I was like, oh, this shit's gonna be emotional, because both of them were close as shit. They were close. That's that was on some brother sister. They were close. And it's fuck. I mean, hell,
ready for it, man.
Somebody even sat there and said, somebody put up the video, the picture. Yeah, this one. Like Walter shared a fan art pick of JDF and Trini. I was like, oh fuck.
You know what?
Oh,
I
no.
see that too. I see a bunch of people falling over that one too. Like Joe, man.
I mean, look,
Oh,
I forgot
and,
what year was Trini when she got into that car accident. I think it was the same year that Left Guy got in the car accident, and I was like, oh fuck.
No,
like,
Left Eye was in the 2000s. Trini was wait, Left
Wasn't
Eye
it
was
around
like
Star
what,
Wars?
99?
Trini's was
Oh,
right after
no.
the second Crow movie. It was right after the second Crow
Yeah,
movie.
that had to be like
No, late
97
90s.
though, man.
90, yeah, like 98, 99-ish. Somewhere
You
around
sure?
that time. Yeah, somewhere around it. It was still in the 90s for sure. So yeah, it was before Left Eyes. I just remember it was like a back-to-back, like Trini then Left Eye, and I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. That and the one they showed with Tommy and his brother.
Oh, I saw that clip. I was like, bro, come on, man. I'm not made of stone. Y'all hurt. And
Oh,
another one that fucking
2001.
got
So
me.
yeah, 2001. Yeah.
Another one that got me was when Ichigo Kurosaki was gonna be at a panel, and he had to cancel that last minute.
Mhm.
And then he posted that Twitter post. I was like, I felt that shit, man. Johnny.
No,
Felt that
actually,
shit.
that D, and you'll like this one. The guy that played Barai in Zhu Ranger did a short video about this. Because him and Jason David Frank actually took a picture with each other with Green Ranger memorabilia and stuff. And he did a video about it. I was like, oh, fuck. Fuck. Like, damn.
You know what, Chris? We had a conversation with Bulk,
Yeah.
and he told us about one funny thing. Now I don't know what season it was, but they had a bet going on. The bet was how many times you can put yourself in a crucifix pose to look like Jesus on the cross. How many times can you do something where you got your arms stretched out like this and going kind of like this? He said every time they said action, Jason would nail it every single time. So I don't know what season it was. Chris would know that better than me.
I don't know. I got to next now.
there's
You
a
might have me
season
checking
where
through like, what season was
You
it?
might catch JDF doing like he has his arms stretched out like he's on a cross. It's a weird. There's a scene they say he wakes up in the bed, he got his arms stretched out. I was like, son of a bitch, that was easy.
I mean, because it's like,
Oh,
that's why I was like, when he worked up that whole Legend of the White Dragon project, look, me, William, Prime, a lot of us, we were cracking our jokes off about it. We were still admiring that he was doing Legend of the White Dragon, but we were cracking them jokes off. I'm like, you're going to get these jokes. All right. You're going to get it.
Oh, every fucking second of it. I heard you.
Oh, yeah. Every second he's getting them jokes, but at the same time, I was still kind of appreciating, like, he's like, fuck it. I'm going to do my own Power Ranger stuff. Come hell or high water. I'm going to get this done. And apparently the movie was done. Like, and he was at Power Morphin trying to promote it and stuff. And I don't know whether it's just him trying to find somebody to do the distribution or not and stuff. But now I'm pretty sure that's going to drive
find somebody now. I hope it ain't nothing like something fucked up in the ferry. It's like Saban put it out all of a sudden. I hope it ain't nothing like that.
Man,
dog, listen.
I'm surprised Saban hasn't put out a fucking release about this whole thing. I'm shocked.
They didn't?
I'm surprised Saban. I didn't see nothing on Twitter from Saban about it.
You know what that is? I don't know if that's like something you should wait on. It's weird with those press releases and those. But you would think it's fucking
not necessarily a press release. Not necessarily a press release.
Hey, Michael Jordan just passed away. NBA, are you going to say something?
I mean, the first person I'll be looking at is Phil Jackson and fucking Scottie Pippen before anybody else.
But still, you would still think like,
has Hasbro said anything? Well, I know
money.
I know Pookie said something, but has Hasbro said anything?
Don't get me started on Pookie. That motherfucker.
Look, when I saw that fucking hashtag, bro, I almost snapped. I was like, you know what, motherfucker?
That motherfucker. What was the hashtag that he used?
Cosmic Fury. I'm like, bro, not time and place, bro.
Dog. How are you going to promote your fucking show and your RIP? Like, come on, dog. Read the room, man. Read the
time and a fucking place. And then that made me. Then I had to think. All those fucking pictures they released, because I said it on Twitter when I saw the pictures off of the anniversary, and I was like, dog, a fucking Mighty Morphin Power Ranger anniversary without Jason David Frank feels fucking hollow. It feels weird as shit.
I mean, yeah.
And so like now I'm like, please tell me he filmed something. Please tell me y'all got him in some fucking capacity. Please.
Uh,
Anything.
something. Yeah, it's
I think they're gonna. I think there's gonna be a release for that, especially after now. You know what I mean? There's gonna be it's either gonna get fan funded or something. You know what I mean? It's gonna come out.
Yeah, it's look, all I'm saying is this: next Power Morphicon definitely going to be some tears flowing, and everybody going to be RIPing. It's going to be candlelit vigil, probably. I don't know. It's going to be something because that dude's going to be missed, man. He was a presence at conventions, like straight up.
At conventions too. There's a couple of conventions that are probably like, hey, we're around because of that motherfucker that was, he was supporting our convention 2 years straight before it caught on.
That dude would pop up at like Alabama Comic Con. I'm like, Alabama got a convention? He'd pop up there and shit. And it probably was how a lot of other people just rolled there. It's like, well, JDF is there. Fuck it, I'll go there. Why not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are quite a few cons. It's like, hey, JDF was a presence here. He was always here. He always made it here, or he didn't. You know what I mean? He
went to Brazil a lot too. I noticed that. Like he went to Brazil for conventions down there, and fucking huge down there.
Like yeah, that's crazy, man. Like I said, and I mean it. Somebody actually mentioned it earlier. Somebody said, "Was he in Red Shoe Diaries?" No, he was in Undressed. I think that's
MTV's Undressed.
Yeah, he had a
Wild Force Ranger.
Yes, Wild Force Yellow.
This Marvel.
Yep. And yeah, he popped up in Family Matters as a gang member.
That's one of the most wackiest scenes ever. Of course,
it's wacky as hell because you're like Tommy in Family Matters getting beat up by Urkel. Huh.
Was he still wearing green in that one?
I think he might have been wearing.
I'm just used to always seeing him.
He was a gang member, and I think he did have some sort of green something on, to signify. Oh shit, that's Tommy with a goatee. All right, cool. I guess.
Now we're not gonna sit here and not mention fucking Sweet Valley High, are we? We're not gonna talk about his fucking stint with his homegirl's boyfriend.
Let's be real. Like I feel that was the era that I'm shocked that he wasn't on Saved by the Bell, the new class.
You don't think they had discussions? You don't think he
probably did? I mean, look, that man was like on Tiger Beat magazine. That motherfucker was on the front cover. So it's like I'm shocked that nobody at NBC was like, can we get Jason David Frank on Saved by the Bell?
I think that's what happened when he became a face. Remember, he was a face for a good minute amongst teenage girls. So I think once that happened, you can't snatch nobody away from this show. Especially the hot children shows, that was never going to fucking happen.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of it is, it's kind of interesting too because like he did that Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe short, which actually wasn't that bad.
Oh, wasn't he Bloodshot?
Yeah, he was Bloodshot in that one, and then Vin Diesel said, "Fuck you." Everybody's going to know he is Bloodshot now, and I'm like, God damn, like,
give me your character.
If I'm not mistaken, he was in. I think it was Craig of the Creek, and he did full sure.
Yeah, he did.
He was in We Bear Bears.
Yep. Huh? Yeah, he was in We Bear Bears.
It was We Bear Bears. I'm sorry, it wasn't Craig of the Creek. It was We Bear Bears.
I thought We Bear Bears.
No, it was We Bear Bears because now I remember because it was a full sure. I was like, that's JDF.
The Silver Bear, and I'm like, really, JDF.
Oh my god, that was funny, man. That was funny. I forgot all about it.
Look, I will say this. I think it speaks volumes. Like I said, that's why, like in the grand scheme of things, as much as I hate the fact that, like, I get why Hasbro is still on MMPR. I do appreciate that people still bring up Power Rangers in that form because it's like, oh, boom, Tommy. That's what they know. And I always just laugh at people like, oh man, this Green Ranger, he was kicking people's asses and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's I think Saban knew he had something once he did that. Like he knew.
And they tried to keep the motherfucker. Like I said, he was gonna be Metaler.
Hey Hollywood, check out. D is not giving you any suggestions. But if you still trying to make Tommy Oliver a girl, this is now your green light. This is all D saying.
It's your green light.
Chance, because if you don't do it in the next 3 years, it's going to be controversy. So because right
I'll say
now the
this.
shock of it make us go, you know what? Maybe it's time to move on. But you got a finite amount of time, is what D is saying.
And I'll say this now. Netflix, you looking, don't. I see it in your eyes.
You're moving. I see you moving.
I see. I don't put that typewriter down. I see you, motherfucker.
It's a typewriter.
Stop.
Well, Prime, don't you
four computers in Netflix? Oh.
Prime, don't you remember Netflix is like, fuck that Power Ranger revamp. We ain't on that shit anymore because we lost money. We can't do this shit anymore.
I forgot about that.
CJ, I'm a petty man. I heard that news and that shit brought a smile to my face.
Hey, who knew Netflix being down bad and broke? Just like, hey, we ain't doing Power Rangers. Fuck that shit. We'll buy the distribution rights for some of the old episodes and stuff. We'll do Cosmic Fury, but we ain't doing nothing else. Fuck that. Nah.
Yeah, nah. You want your Zordon CU? Gotta go somewhere else with that shit, bro.
Toei, how much you want? We'll take some more of that footage.
Right.
The price of the brick, nigga.
Bro, hey, look, they sobered up real quick. Them aspirations of original footage, they sobered up real quick on that.
You know what? I mean, we was talking about it the other day with DJ Sue talked to us the other day about how Toei was keeping stuff away from Dragon Ball, and I was just sitting to myself, Toho is like the motherfucker spitting that fire. Like, yo,
when I told these guys,
like, Toei sucks, man. That's all I can say.
When I told these guys, Prime, what Johnny Toei does with Power Rangers compared to Ultraman, they were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Yep." Su Pro was like, "Oh, Ultraman, here you go, take it."
Like I'm saying the other day, I was like, it's an easier time for us to name the shows they haven't put out on home media yet.
Toei meanwhile was like, hey, you want to do that adaptation? Pay us money for this specific one. You don't get everything. Sorry.
Can I get the whole license? No. But this character crosses over, it suck my balls.
Which makes me wonder. I'm pretty sure Saban had to do that shit with Toei in order to get the white, in order just to get the White Ranger and all that shit. I'm pretty sure he was like,
well, they had to go back and go. Well, shit, we don't want to change the costumes, but we need new toys to sell. Let's just adapt the mech from this show. So we already bought the footage. Well, fuck, let's just use this one Ranger then. We don't want to change those costumes.
Hey, Toei, can we also use that White Ranger? He's looking pretty good right now.
I laugh.
Figures right now.
I laugh how Toei takes away resources, and then for whatever reason, and it only happened probably with Dragon Ball and Power Rangers, baby, the only two that got away with this bullshit. But I don't know how America took it, did some ghetto shit to it, made it more valuable, and then was like, price of the brick went up. Like I hate how.
Hey, sir, don't be giving Vice any fucking ideas. I do not need this shit. I do not need the dark side of Jason David Frank.
Look, because I started half of that China one, and that shit made me so fucking angry.
Man,
like I had to stop watching. I was like, you know what?
The Crispin Wild one was the one I was like, oh.
I couldn't make it through. I made it through Chris's, shockingly. I actually made it through that one. The one I couldn't make it through was Owens because, I had to get through Owens. The whole discourse around it was just nasty. You know what? I don't, and that's what I hope don't happen with JDF's deaths, but I feel like it will be. Somebody's going to stand on the shoulders of that death, and it's going to feel wrong to me. You know what I mean?
Because it's like Prime said, is white folks, white fans that were trying to speculate shit, and like I saw some chick was all like, well, how did nobody not catch the fact that he committed suicide? See, he was being selfish. I was like, hey, bitch, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't you that.
The people doing it with Robin Williams, and I'm like, guys, hey, don't do that. Please don't do that.
The only people,
and that's what I keep having this conversation with people whenever this shit happens in the news. It's like, well, they were rich, they were famous. Depression is an illness. Like these people, when they are in the throes of it, they are literally not thinking like you. Like it is a sickness, it is an illness. Like, and it's so hard. Like I know it's cliche, but like you can't walk around in their shoes because you can't comprehend the things that does mention it. Like I think there are some studies like that shit reprograms your fucking brain. Like,
yes, it does.
and you can't go, well, they had this, they had that. Like, you don't understand the weight, the pressure. Like, you don't know what despair is. You don't know what, like, that's that. You know what feeling really sad is. You don't know what true hopelessness, an absence of light. You'd have no idea what that feels like and what that does to you psychologically, regardless of who's surrounding you. That's why I get so upset when I hear people go, you don't owe people a damn thing. You a goddamn lie. We owe everybody everything. We owe each other grace because we are the only ones here. So we have to do anything we can to uplift each other.
No bullshit.
Exactly.
No bullshit. The shit that killed me, it's selfish. The only people that are allowed to say that is their family. That are the only people that are allowed to say that. Because I always, shit crosses my mind. If I blow my brains out, my wife is allowed to say up and down, I'm a selfish motherfucker. Real talk, Brian. You say that shit, I hope one of my friends around to kick you in the dick because you're not allowed. Like certain people, like to me, it's like that's crossing the line. Like you don't know that person. You don't know what they went through. You don't know the setup of their life and on the rest of that shit, or who was attached to that person, or what that person lost. And that's a big one. What that person lost. And a lot of people think that you lost a wife and a kids. You be all right, nigga. Get up. That's hard. No, shut up. I don't. You know what, man? I undermine people who lose animals. I straight up roll my eyes at that shit. Have you lost one, LD? I'm like, yeah, and I fucking get it. It's gut wrenching, especially if you have an animal that you had for years. I had to bury my fucking dog, bro. I get like even with that stuff, you don't know what that
you do not know what people go through. You are not in people's heads. Don't fucking backseat police. Let people feel their fucking emotions. Help them. Let them know that you are there. But you don't get to dictate how they respond to their trauma or how they're dealing with their issues. Exactly. Your only job, your only obligation is just to let them know that you are there.
Exactly. I think that's probably why like a lot of the cast members, it's hitting them because from them, even though they may have had conversations with Tommy on some sort of level, but for that to happen, it probably caught them off guard because they're probably thinking, "Damn, could I have done something?"
And that's another thing that happens during suicide, especially during suicide. Everybody instantly say, "Where the fuck was that?
Where did I catch this? How come I didn't catch
capacity I had at that time to stop that person from doing something?"
I saw Walter post that video.
You know what? I hate to sound like an asshole, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
If they made that decision, like, because you hear those stories about how like the day before they were so happy and they seemed at peace because they were gone. They're like, you know what? Yeah. I'm out.
Blake and Walter were two people because Walter posted a video when he hugged Tommy at Power MorphinCon. He's like, man, this is the last time I saw him. I hugged him. Everything was great. And Walter was like, fuck. Blake, on the other hand, he had just talked to him like days ago. So I know that hit him like immediately, like, what the fuck?
And look, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But like hearing some response from people, like I think his personal trainer said, I just missed the call. I was too late. Like apparently he was doing his goodbyes. He was like, hey guys.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. That's
his trainer.
I knew somebody that it was a coworker. I kind of knew him, didn't know him, but he killed himself. And it was basically his best work friend. And I remember when we all got the news, he immediately slammed his head down and said, I fucking knew it. I knew it. I didn't do nothing. I knew it. And I feel for those people that you just talked to them in the back of your mind. Hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Yeah. And you ignore it. I feel for those people, man. I really do, man. That's
I can't picture the guilt that they probably feel. And you know what? Yeah. You shouldn't. Again, I just talked about I can't police people's feelings, but like you shouldn't feel guilt. But like I get it, I understand because like you think you go through those scenarios. If I had said this one thing different, if I had used this different QTE prompt or whatever, but like I said, look, like I said, right. Once they made that decision, there's nothing you could have done. Like
Man.
that's what I say. That's what they say. Like you can see the look. They look at peace. They think because they're not here anymore. They're like, I don't have to worry about this bullshit no more.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, unless that suicide is botched, there's nothing that's going to stop that thing. There's nothing, because at that point, it's the hand of God. At that point, I hate trying to say it that way. I know how people feel about situations like this, but when situations like that, you hear somebody that tried to kill himself and it didn't work out. I mean it. That's when D get full religious. That was God, dog. But it didn't. But like you said, there's no way to stop. Look, that case, though, that's a semi truck coming straight down the hill.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Because trust me, either you say I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, you probably just delaying it 10 more seconds, bro.
And like they hear you, but like I
I
said,
hate saying it like that.
I mean, look,
really hate
I hate
being
to
told like that too.
I hate to because I feel like I'm sounding like a callous asshole.
Oh no, it's true, dude.
It's true.
I'm just saying facts. Like you can say I look like they hear you, but like I say, they're not thinking like you. They're
no.
Oh,
hell no.
like I said, at that point, like, because especially, and it's kind of funny when you say you're saying their last goodbyes. I heard that's a very important thing too, because that usually is the thing that stops them. That usually is the thing that stops them. But I hate to be this person, unless you their mama or a wife or a son. Hey, Chris, I love you. I love you, Chris. Chris is one of my best friends. Love him to death. You ain't gonna be the one to stop.
I mean, we all think in our heads we can be Superman and we can be like, oh shit, like, because I think a lot of it is we watch so much TV where us as the viewers were like, well, if I was that character, I could be there, and we get, because we see it in so many shows and we don't think about it in real life. Like I knew somebody that I didn't know they were going through depression, and I remember when they told me that they almost hung themselves. And I was feeling bad because I was like, how the fuck did I not catch that? Because I talked to them and I thought everything was cool and I was asking questions and making sure they were fine. But then like that happened. I was like, fuck.
I'm still going through stuff on my, hey, look, bro. My sister didn't go out and through suicide, but I'm still going through my little situation with that. And one thing I've learned is, like I said, of course, you're not going to stop it. But sometimes you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with it. Sometimes decisions are made. Sometimes you just can't stop what a person is going through, what they can do. And yeah, it's funny. And that's actually what I meant to say. It's something I learned, that people get very selfish when death is involved. People have a very weird way of getting very selfish when death is involved. It's like where you could do it, or you become the doctor and you know why that person died, or you knew how to break it up or whatever. That's the reason why I died. All he had to do was take more of these pills, and maybe like people get incredibly selfish when death is involved. You know what I mean?
And to bring it back to Power Rangers, to bring it back to Sentai, sometimes life just hands you a tragedy you can't afford.
Yeah, I mean, because there's some Sentai actors that apparently died from suicide too, and actually, it was somebody recent me and Prime might have talked about. I don't know which actor it was.
From Ultraman Gaia, Kamen Rider Gal.
Yeah, that happened, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like, again, same situation. You don't know what that person was going through, and it's just like, "Fuck," And
it's like, I was just watching this show last night, The Inside Man on Netflix. David Tennant acting his ass off in that show, and he has a scene where he's talking to his wife, and I'm trying to say I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the conversation starts off where like they're sitting there looking across from each other, and he just as casually goes, it must be nice not to believe in hell, and then they have this conversation about like faith, and like it's really good and it's really poignant, and I think a lot of it, if you don't understand someone's feelings, their beliefs, like. I say this, but I feel like people, honestly, they just can't comprehend. Like, you don't know what that absence of hope feels like. Like, it is, you can't comprehend it. And so to try to rationalize it, because again, they aren't thinking rationally. They're not thinking.
Oh, hell no. That's,
and like I said, the sad part is that what JDF meant to people is the thing. You know what? And I'm going to see the exact same thing. It's not of course, these two men are way different, and I'm not comparing them as men. Trust me, I'm not. And but it's gonna make is I think it's gonna be sort of like the Ultimate Warrior. When the Ultimate Warrior passed, there was a lot of grown men who were broken because yeah, they knew he was a piece of shit, but it was what he meant to their
That
childhood.
character, he was
Yep.
still there. He was their superhero.
Yeah, yeah,
We
and
and our heroes mean a lot to us.
yeah,
I-
and yeah, that's the one thing I always tell everybody. Don't show like I told that to my son when God shit, because he had to see me go through with Kobe Bryant, then I had to see him go through it with Chadwick. And I told him,
Yeah.
and I told him just the truth. Yeah, yeah, and I know it sucks. Y'all know me, I'm not a big Black Panther fan, but that's my son's superhero. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad that your superhero died. Cry. Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, trust me.
You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that you're gonna have to deal with, man.
People feel how they feel. Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
dies. Motherfuckers are gonna be in shambles.
Oh,
Look, I'm gonna
Feel
some
how I
type-
feel. I'm gonna be like,
Feeling how-
shit.
feeling how I feel about that line sack of shit. I'm still gonna remember. I'm gonna feel away. I already know.
Unless you
know
are,
you-
unless, you literally be R. Kelly tier for me to be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. You died, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Mm.
That's the only way I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't fucking care. It's like, all right, whatever.
But you know, but
Even then, I might give him a quick step in the name of love and be like, "Keep pushing."
boy, I'm going to sing the only song of R. Kelly's I still like, which is Contagious. I will sing that. I will sing the living shit out of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Brian said it could have been deeper than divorce. I mean, like I said, it's
We
don't know.
And
We don't know.
You don't know. And that's the bigger thing what I tell to everybody, huh? You don't know. Like it could be something as small as dog. Just talk to your mama. You don't know what trauma is behind that. It could be something as, hey, look, man. Look, the lawyer said everything's gonna be fine. You don't know what's going on in there, you know?
Yeah. But like I said, I think overall, I would say Jason David Frank definitely left himself a legacy. Like that's going to be somebody that he is going to be missed big time. And
I'm ready for the tattoos, y'all.
Whew,
Oh, the tattoos
You know what?
is coming.
That a tattoo
the
dude?
Green White Ranger tats is coming, y'all.
Not a tattoo dude, but this might be my first one. I feel that.
I'm this close, but I'm like, nah, I can't commit to the tattoo.
I'm like, would it be the Green Ranger? Would it be the coin? Would it be
the split?
Honor the man,
white and green.
Well, honor the man and do Jesus as a tap. Like, how would I? What do I do? What do I do here?
I mean, it's a legacy. I mean, it's to the point to where there are grown adults. Like even Kevin Smith was like, "Holy shit!" Like Jason David Frank, wow. You know, man. Like fuck.
You'd be surprised. It's always funny. Like, wait a minute, you're older. Why do you give a fuck about that celebrity? It's always funny when I hear him.
Chris Casamakis, aka Red Dragon from WMC Masters. I did not know he trained JDF. He was like, holy. He was fact. Just like, are you kidding me? Like, cool what? Fact. Like,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That was kind of a cool fact right there.
It hit him like it was like fuck. Damn.
Do you have? But like I said, like we're going to see tattoos and all the rest of that, all these tributes to him. Like, there's going to be a whole bunch of YouTube TikToks of niggas doing. Look, just be real. Niggas doing basic backflips and white belt punches. Like it's going to be great.
I'm gonna keep it 100, Chief. I'm gonna keep it 100. If I turn your video on and if it's not go Tommy go, I'm turning this shit off.
We're done. We're talking done. About this.
Next, not watching this shit. Next.
You know what? I have to go on it one more time. As like I said, at least for me, like at least as far as my fandom go with Power Rangers, I liked it. I didn't love it until Tommy showed up. You know what I mean? I need to reiterate that. Like I said, I will cry when Walter Jones go. I will cry when he goes.
Hey, man.
But that being said, you know who the show was? Fucking Tommy Oliver, bro. I can't deny that. I can never deny that, man.
It's coming. I'm still waiting on it. I was like, it's
yeah.
I'm waiting on it. It's coming.
Yeah, him and Bart DeCoscos. Yep.
Yeah. They
Yep.
were. They. I don't know how tight they were, but I see a few pictures with them together. Like they,
I mean,
I don't know
you'd
how
be
tight they
surprised.
were,
It's
man.
kind of surprising. Like I said, when we talk about the convention circuit and him kind of being at the forefront of it and stuff, like this is the guy that took a picture with so many other celebs, like Tony Todd and all these people. And like I said, on that convention circuit, all these celebs they cross paths in some way, shape, or form. They
And here's the
always.
funny thing with that. Even though I would consider JDF a B-level guy at a convention, his real range was in the C and D tier martial artists, and all of them is a tight group of people that know each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a tight little fraternity. That's why you see people like the Costco's and Casamasa. Casamasa, even though I say C tier, he's known. He's fucking known.
Fair enough. Like all
Casamasa is known, dog. But that being said, they're still running those same little groups, you know. So that's kind of, yeah, of course, I fully expect JDF to know quite a few people in those rounds, man.
yeah. So, but yeah, man. I look. YouTube might have shut it down, but our personal website doesn't give a shit about fucking videos. So I'm probably gonna upload a video of this shit up on our website so everybody can enjoy it and stuff. Because YouTube want to be haters.
Somebody's gonna be. I'm already seeing it. Somebody's gonna be butt naked with only a Green Ranger helmet on, doing some weird dance. I'm already gonna see it.
You're muted, Prime.
I said, "Oh, in the Dragon Shield at least, sir." How dare
Yeah,
you?
in the Dragon Shield. You butt naked with the Dragon Shield at least. Don't even have the dignity of covering themselves up. Just...
You know when I played the Power Rangers game? Wow, this is another memory that hit me. And when I played the Power Rangers game on Game Gear, I was truly upset that the Green Ranger wasn't there from the start. Just had to throw that out there.
You know what I fucking hated? That when you played the game, you had to unlock him. You had to play through the campaign up until that point.
How dare you? I gotta unlock him
fucking time.
He was broken in the Sega Genesis Power Ranger game.
I never played that one. It's a funny thing. I never got to play with the Green Ranger. I never got to play with him, man.
He was very, very broken in that game. I need to find a way to see about getting like some sort of copy of the MMPR movie beat 'em up game, because as simple as that game was, it was fun as hell.
Which one?
The Sega Genesis one.
Okay.
Super Nintendo one was a bit different, but the Genesis one was fun.
On the
Game Gear one was
I played on the emulator, but I don't know if I did.
Game Gear one was definitely one. Yeah, the Game Gear one.
That was my shit.
Yeah, which I'm looking at Hasbro. Look again. I will still ring the doorbell of this. Why can't we get a good Power Ranger game?
So I'm gonna say this too. So Hasbro, Master Morpher, can I have it?
Capitalism is going to strike with this. I mean,
it's all reused shit. You already released that fucking Morphin 20 goddamn times already.
Capitalism is going to hit Hasbro hard. Like, how can we take advantage
it's already
of this?
in, nigga. You know it's coming, bro.
Master Morpher, Tommy reissue, and it's like, all right.
Give me some voice clips. Give me some kill. Let's go. Come on.
Like,
you can charge $150 for that right now, and I would drop it. No questions asked.
Look, I already know this shit is probably fucking gangbusters on eBay right now since its death. I already know that shit.
You know what? I was just gonna say it because he signed everything.
How
many motherfuckers right now are trying to hawk the autographs as we speak?
Look, I have a Stan Lee autograph fucking comic. There were people that were hawking that shit when Stan Lee died. The body wasn't even in the grave, and motherfuckers were selling that shit.
I always did that. They did the same thing to
Blake, you fucking right. That box set is on its way, and that's probably how we get the first Red Turbo Ranger. It's gonna be an exclusive box set. That shit gonna be 100. What's that? 175, and it might have a civilian Tommy in it if we lucky.
NASCAR Tommy.
The slick ponytail with the brushable hair.
I mean, look, I look. These are going to be in my archives. I ain't selling none of this shit. I was like, nah, I'm keeping this shit. This is not going away at all. Hell no. Like, nah, I'm keeping this shit. It's Yeah,
Because it means something to you. You're not a fucking grifter.
no, hell no. The only time that happened was with the Morpher, and yeah, actually it was funny because this Morpher right here. So this is the Legacy Morpher. They never had a gold plated one, and actually Starlight and Starlight Studios, they came out with gold plated morphing that you can actually swap the plates out with. So that's why it's like shiny gold and stuff. So I'm like, yeah. So
I
it was
haven't
worth it.
opened mine. I need to go down there and look at that shit.
Well, that's why I bought an extra one so I could actually take apart the one that I opened and leave the other one sealed. So
this Saturday is going to be Survivor Series, and there's a whole lot of nerds.
there's a lot of
They're going to
wrestlers.
be breaking that out. They're going to be breaking out the
David
Tommy Oliver,
Woods.
some type of
I am
way.
going to be
Some
watching
type of
New
way.
Day with a magnifying glass.
Oh man.
Somebody's coming out. Somebody's getting. They done went to the seamstress today.
I'm pretty sure
How soon?
I'm pretty sure one Jay Cargill already has a Green Ranger attire for AEW this week. Most likely.
Boy.
People don't realize, like, again, we're talking grown ass adults that are like, yo, Power Rangers, you goddamn right.
Yeah. All right. Look, I got Ricochet wearing something. I got a luchador wearing something. It's going to be a bunch of them, man. It's coming out there. Yes, somebody's wearing the White Ranger get up. That was cool that one year where it was New Day, Seth, and Bailey. They all wear the white and black. We wore the white and black White Ranger. Oh
man,
I loved it.
Yo, when Xavier had the White Ranger one and Kofi had the Green Ranger one, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they actually put that on not too long ago. That was kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, man.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad Prime did this. Managed to put the audible. Cause I didn't even think about it. I was just in Zoo Ranger in my head, and then Prime was like, "We should probably do a tribute to JDF." I was like, "That is smart." Because I gotta be real. That Zoo Ranger episode probably would have been like an hour and a half of us talking about JDF and not even touching Zoo Ranger. I mean, Kaku Ranger at all. I don't know why I said Zoo Ranger, Kaku Ranger. That shit would have been not even happening at all.
Oh shit! We had dog. We was looking at something.
Yesterday, dog. I was just kind of staring into space because I'm like, I'm not in it. I'm not with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. Leo Rush was at New Japan. He had the White Ranger gear. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. So the legacy continues, and as with anything, I guess we can go out on a note.
That's how you do that.
He will be missed.
He was loved.
He was loved.
Very loved.
Appreciate everything that he brought. His energy, his enthusiasm, his love for his fans, his love for the character, and his. There's a lot of things that could be accomplished if a lot more people brought that same energy and that same charm to anything that they do.
Yeah.
Can't take away what he did and who he was.
Yeah,
he did it all.
I think I would say probably what I told Bulk, and Chris was with me. At any time, and I'm really mean this, and this goes with anybody other Power Ranger actors. Real talk, anytime you can stop this cornball kitty bullshit. You don't have to give 100,000%. And the reason why I love Bulk and the reason why I love JDF, and pretty much I will say at least 70% of the people, especially the villains of this show, you didn't have to do none of that, and you did. And
pretty much
1994 to 2000 to the year 2000 is extra appreciative of every second of that bullshit. So yeah, it means something. Even like I said, I'm not shedding a tear for JDF, but fuck you, man. He was my fucking childhood, dog. Holy shit, man. I didn't feel like talking on Sunday, man, when I heard it. I really didn't feel
dude, like I was out and about, and when I found, because Eris had called me twice, but I said right at the top of the morning, I was like, I ain't believing this shit until I fucking get confirmation from TMZ. Fuck this shit. And I was like, I went about my day, go on IG to post some stuff, and I saw Walter Jones say RIP, and I was like, no, fuck. Yeah, I think, like I said, everybody else was like me. They was like, nope, don't want to believe it. Don't do this to me. We just lost Kevin Conroy. Don't do this to me, man. So, but like I said, RIP JDF, big bucket of win. He'll be missed. And yeah. But at any rate, yeah, that in mind, definitely next Morphin Metacast, we're doing Kaku Ranger once the dust settles and such. But yeah, this is fun. This is fun to reminisce. And once I get this whole thing up on our website, I'll definitely link it to everybody and stuff. So that way they don't have to be like, oh, how come it's not up on YouTube? Because YouTube hates copyrights. Except for Twitch. Twitch doesn't care. They really don't.
Twitch, like, you got eyeballs? You got eyeballs. People watching?
Yeah, you still watching? Still watching?
Got some cool. Got some ads. Some ads. Want to buy some products?
But anyways, if you're just watching this part of the video on YouTube, appreciate you, D, for actually putting back up the YouTube thing. Yeah, definitely shoot a comment below on this with your favorite moments of Tommy and just, your favorite memory of JDF period. And
give us your top 5 favorite Tommy episodes.
Yeah, definitely. Top 5 favorite Tommy episodes. And yeah, I think that's it. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Auf Wiedersehen, dudes.
That boy is Benny Hanna.